Of course, we know that Cognitive Gaming leads right now. Noble's going to take that loss on the chin, it seems, go right into the top side of the minimap and hope for an advantage.
Yep, taking that second pick spot again is Noble, and with Cognitive in the first ban spot, they banned Bologna.
Probably not a bad ban. She was probably the most successful god that we saw at the most previous LAN.
Except for that guy.
Who's that guy?
Well, he didn't have a very good successful showing, but it is Alkwong banned out by Noble.
He had a very high ban ratio.
He did.
That's for sure.
I believe he was 100 percentile. Athena.
So, yeah, Athena going to get locked away as well. I think this is smart.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, if you look at the side of Noble, the one person that really had an effect on the game was the support.
And Bro Chacho, what was he in play of that Sun Wukong support? That was like his bread and butter for a long time.
Well, they're going to grab Geb on the side of Cognitive Gaming. With those two banned away, he's usually the best pick afterwards.
Yeah, I would say so. That means Noble's going to be looking at the Amir, the Ares of the world. Or first pick Sobek, hell, why not?
They probably could have waited on this pick. They probably could have waited on that. Even if that got banned away, like losing Sobek for Ymir is like not the end of the world, right?
That Kepri, though.
There it is.
Fenrir. Okay, now we're going to see the Fenrir come out. Cognitive, 1 win under their belt. They're going to go to the Hyper Doge.
Medusa does not have a way away from Brutalize, which is a very important note. Expect ganks to the duo lane once Sobek starts to roam. Once again, Janice getting picked up. No argument to be made there, right, after the way that Herwin just played it.
Tons of synergy with Fenrir as well.
Yeah, oh yeah.
On this character. I mean, just like so much damage, and then you can just drop them in a portal.
Which is the best.
Which is very funny.
Have you ever ulted someone into a portal?
Into a portal, yeah.
And they don't even hit the ground; they just drop through the earth.
My favorite's the Kumba ult into the portal.
Yeah. Oh my god.
What a great time.
And then, like as they hit the ground, you banish them with Freya.
Yep.
Right into the portal. Oh man, what a good time. Someone pick Kumbhakarna.
Poor guy.
Poseidon.
Okay.
All right.
Wonder why. Cripple, I guess, very good against Fenrir and Giannis. So, okay,
plus, Surcat has a ton of control, being able to set that up super well.
Yeah, they give up the double bug here to Noble. Noble will take Skilla as well. Obviously, the same synergy that we would see out of Poseidon is there for Scylla with Surcat. You use the ultimate for Surcat, and then you leap off of them, kicking the unit in target direction, and with proper coordination, it sets up a pretty easy mage ultimate. Kabrakin, drafted by young Cognitive here, and this suggests now that it will be a Fenrir solo lane to me.
It's possible. It could be Kabrakin. I think there's a small amount of flex pick potential. Right. Yeah. So they're just trying to not get completely counterpicked. I also like the fact that we're guaranteed a physical and magical within the two roles, meaning you can't just pick one level of defense and expect it to work out. So you couldn't rush Mystical Mail or Runeforge Hammer.
And Noble eSports, instead of trying to take something that's going to tilt this game on its head, they're going to take the safest option probably there around in Choc.
Vanilla solo lane.
This also means it's probably then Kabrakin as the solo laner, I'd say, just because you can get away with him having that extra farm. Why not? Fenrir is perfectly capable in the jungle.
Right, but Fenrir also has a matchup where he can be like, I can brutalize you because you can't get away from
That's true.
I Fenrir can jump on you every time.
Does have a pretty good option versus Choc as well. They can really lane this however they want. But in terms of synergy with a mid laner, maybe the Fenrir stays in the jungle because of that.
We'll see. We're getting into the game, guys. Remember, this is a best-of-5 series, meaning the team that wins the first three is going to the Pro League.
Shing's sister will once again take the assassin into the solo lane for Cognitive Gaming. This time they're the blue squad. Bottom of the minimap, left side of the spectator UI. Fenrir for the solo lane is Shing's sister. That Sikandar in the jungle is Kabrakin. Herwin mid laning once again is Giannis, and that's Wobin plus Famous Hate as Geb and Apollo. Their opponents today, Noble eSports in game number 2. Down one game is Noble. And there, the red team, top side of the minimap, right side of the spectator UI. Wolfie, red pot, Choc start in the solo lane. El Chapu, jungle bug. BK Haste, mid lane Scylla. And that's Bro Chacho plus Nantan as your duo laners.
Hindu Man, if you don't mind, can we bring us back to the top right of the screen where we can see the Paradigm start going on? This is strange because this is a little bit backwards. Paradigm usually has the mid laner doing the top side. Wolfie, with this, will have about 6 extra steps before getting to lane. Are they going to skip the blue buff as a result? No, they're going to go right for it. Okay.
No, yeah, a little bit awkward there, but Choc, he has definitely the health pool and regen to tank that a little bit better. Scylla's clear time not so great at level 1.
That's true. That's true.
Normally you'd see this start happening with like Isises and things like that.
Well, usually when they have the Scylla or someone weaker, what would happen is Choc would throw the axe behind him at the small camp and then do the speed buff with auto attacks.
Right, yeah, fair enough.
So I'm really interested to know why they chose to do it that way. I kind of wish they were in the studio so we can ask them, because there might be something we don't know. This could be faster. But speaking of faster...
Okay, El Chapu, let's do it.
1 minute.
Long rotation over to the left side lane.
Man.
They're going to try to make the play here. It's the 3v2, but there is a Geb here out. Go. Well, no. Wubbin dead.
Yeah,
All right, well
there was no running away from that one.
I'm loving it. Noble Esports coming out firing here in game number 2. Going on game 1, they're like, all right, maybe we need the advantage of momentum, and they'll go for it.
Giving Serket the kill, not a bad choice. In fact, any single one of them would have been in a good spot getting that kill. And with that, she did start with the red pot, which means she's going to earn most of that gold back, which is really important.
Right, yeah. If she somehow dies here, it's not the end of the world now with that first blood. That
right.
it basically lets her wipe even against that 450 red pot start.
On the other hand, we see Sikandara going in for that Blake. Very, very dangerous at this stage. Elchpu, though, getting kind of low on the top side. Should have no trouble. Bumba's Mask healing him back up cleanly.
Once again, first blood, gives him a nice amount of gold in hand. He only really needs to make up another couple hundred gold to get to his boots, too, on his first back, so he can play a little bit lean in the jungle if he needs to.
He has the boots, too. He could actually almost get full boots at this point.
Yeah, what I'm saying is, right, if he goes down there, if he gets really low to that camp, and that's the reason why he can kind of afford to take these kind of plays. But no, Elchpu looking at the duel lane yet again, and I think they just realized, look, if they're not going to ward, we're just going to fight. And he's even standing where they can see him, it looks like they're in the middle of the lane, just kind of like, well, better not go approach the lane, boys. Famous Hate and Wubbin, they're going to struggle.
It might be a little bit of a culture shock in the second game here for Cognitive Gaming, given the fact that they went from the hardest push in the game to, decent push, right?
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it's still Dusa.
Right, but I'm saying, on the other side, they went from Medusa Sylvanas to Apollo Geb. It's not the same lane.
Oh, for Cog. I see. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry.
For the same level of control.
Oh, yeah, no. Well, that's what you get when you pick the Apollo. And that's really one of the major nerfs to Apollo coming out of the last season was his lane clear is just really not there anymore. And, well, that makes sense considering that he's really, really good at basically everything.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not great at anything
the best
anymore.
Split push, right? He has, one of the best boxing matches in the game, Audacity granting him 100% attack speed. The character's nuts. I mean, he had to have some type of weakness. And it's smart right now of Noble to exploit that weakness. Make sure they're pressuring in the early game, locking them under towers. Look at this. I love this. They know that the right camp is going to be contested. They know that the left camp's already going to be done. So they're going to try to pressure in here.
Cabrakan is a tough target.
They could fight this.
Oh, here he comes. And now caught out a bit is going to be Brochacho. Is the stun going to come through? No, he's going to go right into lurking in the water, trying to do the damage to Sikandara. And here comes I'm a Monster from Scylla. It's going to be enough to find the kill onto Sikandara, but not for Apollo. Gets credited for a kill as well on the side of Cognitive Gaming. The fight continues.
Wow.
Crush doing a lot of damage to 3, and they're stuck in the choke. Using the ultimate as Shing's sister, but off the Marcus Horowin's unstable vortex and no kills coming their way. Noble Esports kites them nicely through that choke and gets a lot of big damage out of the Scylla. Let's take a look at player damage if we can, Hindu, and see just how much Scylla contributed to that fight.
I imagine it's a lot, right? I mean, she was able to put out a decent amount of damage there. I'm a Monster hitting the big kill. Doesn't get the reset, but then the Crush hitting 3, hit the Sikkim twice in that fight, on top of the fact that Medusa was able to either slow or stun everybody in that. That's very Allied-esque, picking that Medusa, finding the choke point, and just saying everyone's taking damage guaranteed.
Rotating all the way to the right mid camps to fight.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Shing's sister nearly finds Elchapu there. Almost giving away that red pot is the Serket, but instead, Old Fenrir will secure his blue buff and be happy about it.
At this point, I don't think she's too worried about the red pot, though. It has 30 seconds left.
Oh, yeah. No, not at all. It's mostly just the death to keep the snowball moving. But now back to the base with the full boots likely coming as going to be the Serket. Yep, there they are.
That's scary. That's real scary.
Plus blink, plus beads. Yikes.
That's real scary. I mean, Serket fed.
A lot of Serket.
This is not something you want to see. Although with 2 kills, you would expect that you would have more gold over the Cabrakan. Sikandara, of course, keeping pace, it seems, with really good farm potential. They have the comp, though, the control comp. They have a lot of damage for the end game between Janus and Apollo as well.
They've kept.
Right, compared to on the other side, whereas, Serket's not great in the end game, Medusa's not great in the end game compared to Apollo, but then they have Scylla, who's like, I win the game for my team because I hit 1 ability.
Well, you gotta hit that ability twice usually to win the game.
That's fair. Actually, if you hit it once and just force them to scatter off the reset, right?
Yeah, it could be
Even if you miss it.
Different Fire Giant rules, though. Maybe a little bit. We'll see. We'll see how well they're able to transition BK Haze into the late game.
Right side in trouble here. Shing's sister taking a lot of damage. Able to jump away before the combo really goes off.
Ultrapu missing the poison or the madness there.
Yeah, the Cobra's Kiss, I think maybe hit creeps.
Yeah, I think it hit the creeps.
Sikandara going to spot Ultrapu out. Left side camps and right side camps should be spawning at roughly the same time, which is maybe a little bit curious. We don't see that a lot these days.
Cabrakan, he's in a little bit of an awkward spot now. He's going to get taunted. He's going to go ahead and start trying to burst down Ilchapu. They don't have it. Unstable Vortex just a little bit too late there. Ultimate use nicely done to keep Sobek in the position for the ground pound. Here comes the silence out of Wolfie.
Scylla?
Wolfie going to try to make something out of this. Yeah, it's going to be up to Scylla to convert any kind of kills. Herwin through the wall, and out he goes. Now here comes the Fenrir. Fenrir wants to fight this. I don't think so, buddy.
Oh,
no,
he got
it's
his
the
beads already.
stun after the beads. Can they pursue it? Yes, they can. Brutalize comes out, but onto the wrong target. Wobbin over the top. It's going to be enough for Sikandar. It looks like they're going to be able to clean this one
up. That's a kill.
Elchapu did go down, however, to the Geb. He will get the return kill onto the Fenrir, but Crush not going to be in time. And now Wolfie's like, oh, this sucks. But Herwin out of mana. He's going to try to make his way around the camps. He'll get the Geb shield shortly here. Will he? Will he? Wobbin, please. Wobbin, please. There's got to be another axe any second. 2, 1, axe. No, Geb shield's in time. No. Doesn't matter. Not enough. And now Geb will go down too. Wolfie with a double kill.
Well, Wobbin didn't respect the axe right there. If there's one thing that Choc does well, it's he throws this axe at the ground that does a ridiculous amount of damage on a short cooldown. Wobbin stayed way too close. He didn't need to be that close to get the Geb shield off.
Not.
He definitely overcommitted to that fight. Wolfie playing it beautifully. Took the opportunity that he needed to get both kills and keep his team in the lead. And realistically, Choc doesn't have a lot of room to make mistakes. He must be ahead going into the endgame or he's basically useless.
Yeah, he's an AoE silence, basically.
Right, and then people go beads and we're going to fight him and then ignore him because he doesn't do that much damage.
Yeah, although with Chin size becoming a little bit more affordable, it does allow Choc a little bit more.
Can he go into Chin size? He's going into Jotuns here after pen boots.
Okay.
Or, I'm sorry, damage boots. And then Death Toll. There's no defense on this character whatsoever.
Yeah, so maybe then... Yeah, what is he going to get now? Maybe the old Midgardian mail, perhaps? Although there's not a lot of attack speed to debuff here. He needs HP, really.
I mean, Runeforge Hammer, safe, cheap.
Bulwark, Runeforge, something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Guess we'll find out. First things first, he's got to get that Jotuns finished.
That's greedy.
Look at this guy.
Old greedy Choc.
Look at this guy. Or I would like to look at this guy, Hindu Man, on the left side. There you go. Purple buff still standing. It looks like is going to go to Brochacho, possibly. Blink in.
Cataclysm.
Geb.
This is a very valuable purple buff, apparently.
Yeah, Wobbin just completely threw his ultimate away for no reason. Like, there was no way he was going to get that.
Yeah, Gold Fury. Right? Like, don't you just go Gold Fury now?
I mean, yeah, what are they going to do about it? Herwin's rotating over towards the right side of the map. Do they have ward coverage to see this? Where is he going?
I think this is a misplay by... I think, maybe not a misplay, but certainly a missed opportunity by Noble Esports. They could have forced a Gold Fury there. No Cataclysm. Lurking in the water nowhere near as valuable for Brochacho. Right. Without the Hog being so compulsory to take it as well, they could have forced him off the ball pretty easily there. And they wouldn't even necessarily had to pull Wolfie for it. This
is something that we listen to the comms a lot during. This is when we generally called for those listen-ins during the LAN. Is like, okay, they just used a big ultimate at their purple buff. Let's go to, TSM or Cloud9 or AFK or whomever. Let's go to their comms and see what they're saying. And almost all the time we went to TSM comms, it would be Snoopy saying, we can force gold here. Let's force gold. Let's force the fight. Let's bait the fight. Right? And, maybe, like you're saying, we're seeing these tier 2 teams. Maybe it's not that I don't think they had the call for it. It's that I don't think they believed in it enough.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, maybe it's just a confidence and kind of map awareness question, perhaps. But, as you mentioned in game number 1, these are teams that are fighting for, the next 2 months of competition. So you really don't want mistakes to be the thing that lose you the game.
So right there, you saw Elchapu hit the Cobra's Kiss. He only hit the second one. And then he had a really great auto-attack cancel into Deathbane for a lot of damage. The issue is that when you do an auto-attack cancel before the second hit, you're actually losing damage because now he doesn't have any chance of activating that passive. Right,
yeah.
So he actually lost about 10% total damage there. Granted, the hit afterwards wasn't guaranteed, as opposed to the hit beforehand was. So it's hard to say whether or not he was maximizing his damage. He might have taken the fact that, he could have been stunned out. And speaking of stuns,
nicely played there. It's the 2-man darts out, but they're both going to be beats. One's going to be ulted. Sikandar, he's going to ground pound, but they do have a Scylla on the other side, nicely paired up against that Kabrak. And Sikandar looking for an opportunity to go back in and kite Elchapu. No, let's go back to Elchapu. Okay, they trade. That's actually good for Sikandar there. He's actually able to trade that one away, and that leaves a lot of options for the boys at COG.
Normally, I think I would agree that was good for Sikandar, right? But he's not doing a lot with gold. Kabrakan's a level character, whereas Elchapu's like, if I can trade a kill out and get some extra gold on a character that still has a decent amount to him, I think maybe that's an even trade, right?
Yeah, mostly just situationally, like him to not die just for free there, but to trade is what I'm getting at. Yeah. Ultimately, he probably doesn't prefer to die there. Scylla nearly gone. Will they be able to close the distance? Crush Slow is there. Shing Sister really wants it. Herwin, in fact, going to go through and take a tower shot as Nantan's ultimate comes out, but unable to convert is Nantan. He pops.
Brochacho's
let's
dead
go.
here.
Brochacho, he's dead.
There's nothing to do. He's basically just trying to buy time at this point for his teammates to respawn.
Wubben. Did you see that?
No, I'm sorry.
He just in-handed the KS. No problem.
Honestly, though, Geb getting a kill, probably not the worst thing that's ever happened.
Well, I mean, Famous Hate had it locked in. No,
Look at this. Wolfie respawns immediately, comes right back in for the fight. No teleport necessary, goes to the Gulf
There's no
Fury.
mana even really on this left side duo, so there's nothing that Wubben can do here. I mean,
he can try for the steal.
He can try for the steal, I suppose.
Oh my god, does he have it? No. Good CC chain coming out. El Chapu with the Cobra's Kiss directly into the silence from Wolfie. Very smart play. They're going to find themselves a Gulf Fury and keep themselves in the lead. Let's go to the charts.
They took Wolfie's tier 1 beads there off that Cabrakan stun with no follow-up. A small misplay there by the solo laner.
Almost the entire lead dedicated to shoutouts to the Gulf Fury, right?
Shoutouts.
We need a good name for her. What should we call her?
What about the Gold Fury?
I like that. Let's use that.
Let's use that one.
Blondie, says production. That's clever. You're from the 80s, or at least you look like you are.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Blondie.
Yeah.
Heart of Glass, one of my favorite songs.
I believe it.
I'm not kidding. Shoutouts to Blondie.
That's awkward. This is worst.
No, dude, this is great.
Oh, yeah?
15 kills, 12 minutes. We got ourselves a fast-paced, high-octane set of esports here.
Oh, man, you should have said Adrenaline Rush Fuel Ride, or,
Adrenaline
Fuel.
Adrenaline-fueled powered excitement ride?
Yeah.
Yeah, powered excitement. We love that.
I love excitement. Nice shot. Gonna find it. Maybe
is he
not
gonna
the
take down
kill.
here? One more hit
nice
gonna do it? No.
Greedy.
Off he goes.
Greedy.
Yeah, a little bit awkward there, right? Miscommunication. Serket had the ultimate into the Scylla crush, but he kicked him the opposite direction, back away from the tower instead of through the crush.
Silenced.
Shing Sister. This one could go either way still. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
For it.
No, it can't. I'm sorry. Shing Sister's dead. I didn't see the rotations coming in
yeah.
because I wasn't the cameraman and I wasn't looking at the minimap as I should have been. He was dead to rights.
You know, what we were looking for was the Axe was going to come out. He was going to counter with the Unchained. Maybe not even a stun, but into the Brutalize would have been enough for the kill. Wolfie knew that as well, which is why he was keeping his distance long enough for Serket to find her way over. That's a big kill. Fenrir, though, I really like this build. You know, going into that Runeforge Hammer and then going to dual wield directly into the Frostbound, making his in-hand attacks that much more dangerous. I would expect something like Chin Size or maybe even something like Executioner to really augment the damage and control from the Frostbound Hammer afterwards, but he still has a little bit of magical defense to make up as well.
Yeah, a little late for the Executioner, but I mean, the item's just so good. You can kind of get it at any point in the game.
Look at this. They got that.
Yep, they got it. Nice play there by Cog.
Yeah, Wubben using the Shockwave right there not only does a lot of damage close range, but stops any aggression that could happen from El Chapu. Even if he had ambush there, he wouldn't have actually left the ground in time. He would have actually wasted the cooldown. And then directly comboed off that, we see the Unstable Vortex, which is obviously enough damage to clean it up and take a small win there for Cog.
What do we think about the BK Haste Scylla build here?
Just trying to get that damage up.
Yeah, just really wants to be able to kill that Cabrakan and Geb.
It's a little bit early for that level of penetration. She's not getting a ton back on that. She's not getting a big return on that gold spent. But this also deters people from trying to build into too much defense right away. Also, Famous Hate completely outboxing Nantan, forcing the rotation there. Famous Hate, even against the Viper shot, right? It's supposed to be the Viper shot hits, and then it starts to go in Apollo's favor. He controlled that front to back.
Well, it's the difference between Devo's gloves at 70 stacks and the Transcendence Aussie before the Aussie procs. I mean, had that fight continued on, there's a chance the Famous Hate loses the Nantan as the Aussie just heals him back up so much, but for now, Audacity plus Devo's gloves is enough.
Right there, left camps going to Cog again. They're choosing their fights more wisely. They were a lot more aggressive in the early game, and now it seems that they're just going to take their time, right? Rotate around. Cognitive is going to make sure they keep getting any point of experience where they can find it. Also, Fenrir with Blink. That's got to be frustrating if you're a mage, right? You're sitting there in lane, you're like, hey, all right, I could bait out his jump, and then he blinks on you and ults you, and then you have to beads. And
yeah, I want to say that's for El Chapu. It's Scylla. It helps. It's nice for the Scylla, but I think it's mostly for just chasing on Serket. Because Ragnarok is kind of considered one of the best counters to highly mobile gods. One of the main reasons that we see Fenrir coming back into popularity is that gods like Serket and Ratatoskr are so popular.
Oh, man, Ratatoskr, what a character he is, man. Jumping around all over the place. Fenrir is like, I don't give any damns about this whatsoever. I can chase you through everything.
Dog eat rat.
Yeah, for real. Cat, however, does not eat rat.
Basset's pretty good against rat.
She gets kind of bodied. Shing Sister silenced, poisoned, not stunned, but definitely dead. Rotation's coming back. Wolfie doesn't really have a way out of this, and they're not going to go for it. Smart too, because Scylla was hot on that tail.
Yeah, good call, and good on to Scylla for rotating that quickly. Kind of made it only a couple seconds after that Giannis.
Yeah, it is not an easy feat to be able to keep up with Giannis's rotations. Like, he is an incredibly mobile character.
So it ends up being the full Frostbound Hammer for young Fenrir as he goes back to the base, electing to get a bit more HP there. Wolfie, he's gone into the Rune Forge, now has the Smithies on the Choc. 4-1 and 4 on Choc there, that double kill. Really lending itself well. He'll take the tier 1 on the right side as well, it looks like here. Will Mr. Wolfie.
A lot of the gold is on Choc, a character who doesn't really utilize it all that well.
No.
You know, he's really got to have a presence. We need to see a lot of rotations. Gold Fury's back up. They should really be forcing this fight and utilizing this advantage as well as possible. If they allow this to go into endgame, Apollo's going to shred through him.
Yeah, there's no real item that Choc can buy that's like the be-all, end-all here.
Chinsai's Fatalis, maybe, right?
I mean, I guess if you need him to be a core damage dealer, but really you want the Circuit to be doing the majority of your physical damage with a Medusa later on in the game.
She's getting close to it, though.
You need that frontliner for Choc to make the room in the fights for the Medusa and the Circuit. And what is that going to be? I mean,
Bulwark?
Bulwark, I suppose.
High health, right? Needs magical defense. Could be Spirit Robe as well to max out the CDR.
Spirit Robe? No, that Spirit Robe's, I think, a little bit too sophisticated for someone like Wolfie.
Wow, Bart?
Dude, Wolfie's a fighter.
Dude, Bart just gave me the biggest grin.
Wolfie's not buying Spirit Robe, dude. Wolfie's buying Deathbringer, dude. Chin size, yeah. Maybe, and then maybe a 6-sided Magi's Blessing.
Ooh, Famous Hate getting that right before the Death Bane.
Okay. So back on the backside, looking for the backstab.
Smart.
Famous Hate's out.
But both ultimates right there were great, and he's looking to come back in. This could be trouble here. Brochacho getting very low. Nantan already very low. Fenrir inside, going to be grabbing Elchapu, wasting the beads. Wolfie in the back line, but look at Fat Loki, Bart.
Where's the Choc? Where's the Choc?
Oh, wow. The beads wear off and actually gets kicked out of the Scylla Crush. Sikandara very low, though.
Okay, beads used now, and all 5 members still alive on both sides. Quite low, however.
No major healing on either side except for really Wolfie.
Choc sustain, yeah.
Wow, they're going to go for this. BK Hayes still sitting real strong.
No, they're going to bait it.
I'm a Monster still available.
Oh, man, that one hurt. Really needed that pluck.
Shang's sister trying to look for something. Nantan does have that Viper shot. Should he use it here, they have a good advantage. Nice axe from Wolfie.
Yeah, big initiation there from Wolfie, but there's a Fenrir stun in the choke is huge, finding 2.
And look at Wubbin in the background.
He's going to get stunned. They just overextended. The team wasn't there, and now it's the 5v3 surging forward is Cognitive. Brochacho, he's going to fall here. One more shot's going to do it. He heals up a bit.
That's big because they also gave that kill to Shing's sister.
So tough.
Shing's sister getting all of his runes back, activating Seething Hell for the end of his mana to be able to tank this cleanly. It's going to be up to BK Hayes to land the I'm a Monster here. If he doesn't find it, this fight's pretty much... I mean, the game might even be over.
Sikandara nicely done there. He's
not it.
Not going to die. Oh, wow. BK Hayes goes down. Gebshield showing off its power there. Cognitive its Gold Fury, and let's take a look at the graphs. It just really turned on its head now. And Cog's taking this one completely back in control. Noble going to struggle now, and yeah, it will be interesting to see what item Wolfie goes into, because it's really tough.
That was it.
What?
That was it right there. That's what Choc is right there.
Right.
He started to fall off. He doesn't have the damage control anymore. He doesn't have that massive CC because everyone has beads online. Big thing there, Sikandara's shield, or not shield, wall at the end, making Scylla stay in that hole inside I'm a Monster and blocking out Nantan. It doesn't get any better.
Yeah, let the shotgun come through as well. But, you know, as I said, Wolfie maybe not the most sophisticated itemizer, obviously tongue-in-cheek there, but really he needs some serious theory crafting here, because what is the one item that's going to turn this game on its head for them? Shell's good, yeah. Shell.
He's got to get that shell.
But another weakening curse could be pretty good as well. I mean, there's got to be, what is it? I mean, maybe the mid-guardian is okay here, just slow down Nantan a bit. But he needs something that allows him to frontline really effectively while still being a competent damage dealer. Look
at this. Wubbin taking almost no damage thanks to the Geb Shield, immediately gets out of there. In fact, that was a wash. That was a beautiful play by Wubbin in Whirlwind. The pros really trying to keep their spot today. Even with a pretty rough early game, they're making it through.
Okay. Putting the damage on a Wubbin. One in-hand from Circuit going to do a lot. Cataclysm nicely used there by Wubbin to prevent that in-hand coming through from Circuit. That extra percentage damage may have been enough to seal the deal. Off the mark with the ultimate, unfortunately, Sikandara, but they've isolated Wolfie out. Wolfie, he's going to be forced to ult, but he's going to get snatched up by the Fenrir as well. Beads are done.
He's out.
Oh, wow. Barely there.
Look at this. Not done yet, though. They're going right in. Shing's sister, Nantan, not finding it. And we're going to see Famous Hate land into the back line, doing a lot of damage, forcing them away. And it looks like they're suggesting the Fire Giant bait.
So Executioner likely to be coming out from the Fenrir. I think you're right on that one.
Yeah.
Kabrakan has finished off his Midgardian mail. The Thoth is out for Giannis. And it's Executioner Ickfile for Famous Hate as the Apollo in this game. So itemizing up pretty deep into their kits now is Cognitive on the other side. Noble, it looks like we have the answer to our question. Wolfie will be going into that Magi's, or perhaps the cloak. But
Wolfie loves Magi's Blessing. You know, I mentioned it in our last cast how I think Magi's is a very weak item, and he went on Twitter saying he thinks it's one of the best items in the game still. It forces people to waste a lot of spells. The issue here is he has to be perfect. If he's going to use it, he's got to utilize that.
Well, you saw in that last
beads.
encounter how effective it could have been, right?
That's if he didn't waste the beads early. And realistically,
right.
The beads usage is what got him out of the fight because he wouldn't have had that cooldown up.
That's what I mean. But the Magi's could have replaced that beads usage on the Ragnarok at least.
That's fair. That's fair.
But you are fighting into Wubbin Geb, which is worth noting here.
There's also 7 forms of CC on Kabrakan as well.
Right. But the Geb.
Lord.
Wow! They may be able to close one down.
Spirit gun.
Does he have it? It gets ulted.
Shockwave. Got him.
Got him. Just too close. Now lurking in the water is the Sobek. Will we see the ultimate come out? We will indeed to lock him in there, and you're dead. The ground pound is enough. Herwin getting credit for that kill. Nicely played there. Really been impressed so far by Sikandara in these 2 games.
Yeah, I have no idea who this guy is.
Who is this?
Production, can we find out who this person is? Because people don't just come out of nowhere. Not anymore.
Maybe.
Then again, Baskin was really good.
Yeah, Baskin. Cyclone Spin.
Cyclone didn't come out of nowhere.
He played for the Chunks.
He's been playing since 2012, though.
Right, but it wasn't like everyone knew Cyclone Spin was this amazing player.
He sniped my games every day. I knew he was all right. I didn't know he was that good. Jeez. How is he so good all of a
That's
sudden?
what I'm saying. I mean, Sikandara could be a Masters level player that we just didn't know about. Shing's sister? Shing's sister probably a Smurf.
You don't say.
Yeah, I'm going to go on a limb here. All right, Wolfie. Going to try to make the big plays here.
We got 5v1 right now, and they're going to choose the 1. And no, it will not be Magi's Blessing. He is going into the Spirit Robe.
Okay, well, Spirit Robe, so...
Cooldown reduction will help.
Yeah, yeah, you mentioned it. I mean, it's cooldown reduction to max it out there. You get a little bit of magical and physical defense out of it.
Right.
And you get the damage reduction.
We're looking to see who Sikandar is, production. They're asking us right now what we're asking. So if you guys have an idea, if you can do a little bit of sleuth work, see if we can find out where this person came from, or as if this is their only in real account.
Maybe it's Pecky's.
Dude, that would be so sick.
He's just like playing on a laptop underneath the desk.
Right, and he wears a mask and you can only see his chin, but for some reason we can't decipher that it's Pecky's.
Yeah. Pecky's, man.
Apparently we do not know. So, in some trouble here, El Chapu used... Oh, jeez, Herwin with the Spirit Guns, not having it.
Woo!
That's going to be 3 kills. Famous Hate with a double to end that one. And they're going to chase Nantan down here.
Noble had a big lead in this game.
Yeah, it was like 3,000 gold, 4,000 experience. No. In fact, let's look at the graphs here. You're going to see that huge
5K
climb.
Experience,
wow.
About 3K gold. But
yeah,
they get just...
Actually, that looks a lot higher than 3K.
They got worn out there in the mid lane, and now it's going to be Fire Giant.
Herwin trying to face down 2. Nantan's going to take that shot.
Oh, no.
They can't afford that. Oh, and there goes the Sentinel.
Blink.
That's
Shing have Blink up? He does.
It's not Shing. Shing's sister.
Yeah, well, sorry. Edelita Valdez.
Selena.
Yeah, Selena. That's what it was.
Calling her Selena.
Selena Rosa.
Selena Rosa.
Shout out to Shing.
So, production informs us that Shing's dad came into the chat. And now, for those of you who don't know, that's not a troll. Shing's dad is actually like a huge stream monster. Papa Shing, right?
Yeah.
He came in and said, yes, that is his daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, so confirmed. Selena Rosa.
Selena Rosa.
Selena Rosa.
Well, she's a top-level player, certainly, and a hell of a Fenrir.
Yeah, has had not a bad game considering how the beginning went. There's the Executioner online as well. I'm expecting a little bit more defense to end this one out. Overall, and look at this, getting another Gold Fury. We're going to go back to the graphs here since there's not a fight brewing. We could talk a little bit more about this. There has been like a 7,000 gold swing.
Is Brochacho going to see it in time?
Don't go for it.
Don't
get baited.
Right, there we
go. He's out of position now. Homie FA is one of them. The rumor
is that the Iron Homie.
Sikandara would be Homie FA, and that makes a lot of sense. He is a very skilled player.
Okay.
I can definitely see that. I'm less impressed now because I know Homie FA is very good
really
at this
good,
game. Yeah. That was a lot of the thing, starting out, Homie FA said something like, I want to play jungle now, and Bickham's like, that's my role. He's like, right, I want to play jungle or I'm not going to play on this team anymore. Kind of putting it.
Okay, so Shing's sister is confirmed as Baskin.
Yeah.
And that leaves Sikandara is indeed the Iron Homie or Homie Fee.
I will say that Sikandara is a much better name than Homie FA.
It's not Homie FA.
It's Homie FA.
It's Homie FE.
It's not.
Yes, it is. And Effie is iron. It's the iron homie, dude.
Stop.
I'm serious. Look. Ask him.
Speaking of looking, Nantan got caught looking there a little bit too slow in the reaction time. Gets blown up in the back line.
Bro, Chacho, you poor bastard.
Yeah, El Chapu getting blown up as well. Look at this. Oh, my God, dude.
BK
no
Hayes
trouble.
dead as well.
Baskin Robin gave him 31 flavors of Shing Sister right there. Just control.
Oh, man.
Come on, that was good.
Oh, man.
Come on,
that
Bart.
was something.
That was good. That's a DSI. That's a tier 2. That's
GG.
a Phoenix, and that's game number 2.
So really, Chacho goes to charge prey there and gets a minion over Wubbin as he's really low, and that does it there. Well, guys, game number 2. It's in the books. It's Cognitive Gaming. After a weak-ish start for them, they